Hello, welcome to a snowy farm here in the Cascade Ranges of Oregon. In this episode, I'm going to share with you guys the springs, streams, and creeks that flow through the farm. We'll be right back. I love being outside, no matter what weather it is. I really like being outside. Just don't like being stoved up in the house. Hello, folks. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm, or a frugal homestead tucked high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. We're actually on the foothills of the western slopes of the Cascade Mountains, and we're on the southern slopes of what they call the Willamette Meridian. Yeah, we live in a little valley high in the mountains, and as you can see right now, we're getting snow. So I wanted to take you guys on a little journey and just show you the springs, streams, and creeks, or creeks, depending on what part of the country you live in, that flow through my homestead. Yeah, let's get started. So I have to start at the gate because this is the first stream. This one flows in through this culvert that the county put in. Made it a bigger culvert because we're getting more water every year and more snow. And the county is really good about keeping the roads plowed, but this is a significant amount of water that flows across the front of my property. So it courses its way along the road and then crosses under the road through that culvert down there, going over through the neighbor's property and filling their pond. So that was stream number one. Stream number two passes from the neighbor's property right under my feet through a smaller culvert, because this one doesn't get that much water, but it courses its way down through my little woods in the front corner of my land, and of course meets this big front creek that flows under the culvert across the road, or on the side of the road. And there's this stream number two, which flows under the lower part of my driveway right in front of my home site. And this comes through around my front yard. So it's like a free water feature that people would pay a lot of money for to have in their on their homes, their farms, or whatever, but we get it free. But these streams, they just don't flow year-round. They're seasonal, and this is the season where it's going to be all over the place. And it flows on down through there and meanders and courses its way through and meets the creek. So we got the streams in front. This is the third stream, and it meets a creek down below. I'll show you that. And that down there is the very bottom of my property, the lowest altitude. Of course, the highest altitude being the top of my mountain in the backyard. And here is stream number 4 that flows through the barnyard in the back, coming down off of the watershed in the mountain. And it pours into this berm I created to catch the sediment as it flows down. I have a culvert that was given to me that I'm able to put in later this year right here so I can cross over easily with my truck hauling hay and feed to the barn. Yeah, we're going to put that in after it dries up a little bit. And that's where that stream ends into the pond. And then I'll show you guys the spillway as it courses its way through to meet up with the creek. And there's the spillway from the pond coursing down through the chicken run and then on out through to meet up with the creek below. And this is where stream number 4 courses its way through and joins the creek at the bottom of the property. Now here's an interesting feature I just discovered today. The ducks and the geese have found a spring right underneath their feeder. And this feeder is directly under the barn because I can feed them from inside the barn right there. And you can see water coursing through there, traveling down to the other stream. A little bit of water movement there. That's a spring. And then over here, I discovered this spring a couple of years ago. This is my number one spring, and I just showed you my number 2 spring over under the barn. And this has had significant water flow come out of it over the years, because you can see where it has carved out the landscape as it meanders down through to the fence line and over into the neighbor's property. And it flows over into the neighbor's property and joins up with that other creek that all my water spills into. That creek flows into a bigger creek which for several miles flows through the little valleys and ends up dumping into the Rogue River, which the Rogue River, we know, it dumps into the Pacific Ocean, but it starts right here. This is the headwaters, the tributaries, the springs, the streams, and the creeks, or the creeks, depending on what part of the country you live in, right? So while I don't live in a municipal watershed, if I lived, about 20 miles to the east of us, I would be in Medford's municipal watershed, and there are a lot of restrictions that involve those folks who own properties there, because all that water that comes off of those mountains and shed down into the creeks, streams, rivers over there, that is the water source for the city of Medford. So it's a municipal water system and it's their watershed, and they have restrictions. But here we have no restrictions because, like I said, we don't live in a municipal watershed, but we are governed by water resources for the state of Oregon. Being a landowner, you just have to be concerned about what you do with water and stuff. The pond was here when I purchased the property. I purchased the property from the county, so it's grandfathered in, and there's new laws coming in and enacting. So just beware, do your due diligence. Snow's getting bigger. I better get my camera out of the weather before I ruin it. Yeah. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. We're a frugal homestead tucked high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. Please stay tuned to more videos. You can do that by subscribing, clicking that bell icon. That alerts you to new videos as I upload them. Give us a thumbs up, click that share button, and we'll see you guys in my next adventure. Yeah. Bye-bye now.